Michael, how are you guys thinking about this at the moment?
You know, we're not great consumers of Wall Street research. I mean, we're very much top-down people. We don't do a lot of work on the bottom-up of company-specific research. It's not that useful to us. And the way we look at the top-down is typically a little bit different to a strategist at one of the large bulge bracket firms. So for us, it's not that important. But look, I mean, research has been gone through this process of being re-regulated for most of the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, thanks to regulation, I think it's got worse and worse and worse and worse. I mean, I ran a sell-side broker-dealer and had to sort of navigate through the 2004 reforms here, and then the introduction of FD, and then the introduction of decimalization, which again made it harder to actually pay the sell side. And I think you're going to have a sell side which is going to be underpaid for the services it provides, and it will respond by cutting back on those services.
Mint Partners Bill Blaine, the person I know well who resides in London, said that everything we do now is commentary and we don't make recommendations. That's the simple stance that they are taking around MiFID. Is it that simple?
I mean, that's one of the things that we did as a firm at Oscar Goose like 10 years ago. I mean, you cut down on specific recommendations because then it's not research.
The other question is, are we really going to see banks only deal with this in Europe, or are they just going to make it like a company-wide thing because they want to distinguish between what's happening in Europe and what's happening in the U.S.? It feels like the latter, potentially.
I think it depends on whether they view it as an opportunity or a burden. Those that view it as a burden will try and ring-fence it and keep it in Europe, and those, as you said, Morgan Stanley view it as an opportunity. Perhaps they'll push it out on a global basis.
Michael, it might not affect you very much, but what about corporations? What about investor relations people who are communicating with the market through a lot of this research?
Yeah, well, if they felt cut off, they could disintermediate. I mean, there's no need for an investor relation firm to work with a broker-dealer. They could go out and build their own network of relations with the sell side. I mean, it's an open question as to how helpful the sell side analyst is in a meeting one-on-one with management.
Are we about to find out how much overcapacity there is on the sell side?
Yeah, I mean, my guess is, you will see a retrenchment. I mean, every time I've seen a re-regulation of Wall Street, it's led to the big guys getting bigger and the smaller guys getting squeezed out. And yet, at the same time, we're always told we need regulation because everybody's too big. So, go figure.